Happening today, the suspect in the Chicago light rail stabbing is expected to appear in court as he faces attempted first-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon charges.
Yeah, and we are now learning that he is a twice-deported illegal migrant with a lengthy criminal history. Take a look right here. It includes aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, resisting arrest, and carrying a false ID. Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Josh Ritter joins us live right now. Josh, when you see a criminal history like that and this horrific crime playing out, what do you think?
It's a complete breakdown in the system. I mean, the prosecutors and law enforcement in that community should be tasked with protecting that community. And obviously they're not. You've got a person who not only should have been deported and should have been cooperating with federal authorities to make sure that that's taking place, but you've got a person who likely should have been locked up even far before then if he's got this lengthy criminal history. And now, again, we're in this type of situation where we saw a few short weeks ago in this same community where somebody who never should have been out was out and was able to commit a great violent crime. Luckily, in this case, the victim happened to have survived, but that doesn't make it any worse. Nevertheless.
Yeah, and we're familiar with the crime scene. We're looking at it right now because this is the exact light rail system where the horrific stabbing of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska took place in August. And here we go again with a second stabbing that took place, this time with an illegal immigrant with a lengthy criminal history. But since that August stabbing, Josh, a lot has taken place. The federal government has launched Operation Charlotte's Web, so there's an ICE presence in the city. And state legislators also passed Irina's Law, which includes stricter bail rules for many violent offenders. So things have changed over the past few months, and yet this stabbing still took place. What more needs to be done?
You need cooperation between local and federal authorities. I mean, the idea that there is apparently not that kind of cooperation that you would be hoping for, that when they have detainer orders and they have orders to have somebody deported and you have local law enforcement who's either being instructed to or is simply not cooperating with federal authorities to have someone violent like that who's demonstrated criminal aptitude to be deported, that's where you're going to have these continued breakdowns. Listen, I'm encouraged by the changes that have been made, but obviously there's still more that needs to be done.
Yeah, and Operation Charlotte's Web wrapped up, but I think that this story is just an indication of how badly it was needed. And unfortunately, this guy slipped through the cracks. But DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said that in the past, this county in North Carolina hasn't necessarily complied with federal immigration authorities. And Tom Tillis, the senator from North Carolina, also said the same. Do you have concerns about how this is going to play out moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely, because this is, a question beyond politics. You're talking about real people's lives and the safety of that community. It's one thing if you want to argue about, Trump's, the current administration's immigration view and how they're processing things. And it's another thing to be doing things that are detrimental to your community. When I was a prosecutor, that was our first job. First and foremost, protect the community. And if you have an opportunity where you can prevent future harm by having someone who's demonstrated that they will commit crimes of violence and you're not doing anything about it, then that's on you.
Yeah. We also want to ask you about another high-profile case. Luigi Mangione is due back in court today. This will be day 5 of his pre-trial hearing. On Friday, that hearing was canceled because he was sick. But on Saturday, the court authorized the release of evidence, including a piece of paper with a to-do list, which prosecutors say is linked to the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They also released another photo that showed a folding knife that apparently was on Mangione in his pocket at the time of his arrest, and a Greyhound bus ticket issued with a fake name that he is said to have been using. The lawyers don't want the eventual jury to see these pieces of evidence. So what do you think? Will they get their wish?
Complicated peace deal, but I mean,
I don't think so. These hearings, by the way, are probably some of the most impactful and pivotal hearings that are going to be had
understands how to put leverage on both the Russians and the
is setting the landscape for the evidence and how it's going to play out in court. You're talking about the items that were seized on him and the statements that he made around the time of his arrest, which are all hugely important for the prosecution in proving that how premeditated and planned out this all was, and including those items that you just talked about, things that were on his person, things that were in his possession at the time of his
would be his nature. He does.
Yeah, well, this pretrial hearing kicks back up today, and we will certainly be watching. Josh Ritter, thank you so much for joining us on this Monday morning. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.